Yo, Shaking Bacon, welcome to your 27th Bootstrap 3 tutorial, and in this video we're going to look at accordions. Alright then gang, so if you don't know what an accordion is, basically an accordion is a series of tabs which when you click on them it kind of expands a bit of content, and you'll see it later on in this tutorial when we make one. Basically they are just kind of a group of panels, and we've covered panels in a previous tutorial, which are kind of bundled together, and we just have to throw in a few extra attributes to add in the functionality. Essentially, that's all they are, okay? So I've created a couple of comments right here, which is where we're going to place the accordion, and it's going to appear around about here on the screen. So the first thing we need to do is create a div tag which is going to surround the whole accordion, and that's going to have a class of panel group. So essentially, like I said, these accordions are just a group of panels bundled together, so they're all going to sit within here. Actually, we're also going to give this an ID. I'll just call it my accordion, and we can target this a little bit later on when we're going to add in a bit of extra functionality. So the next thing I want to do is create another div, and this is going to have a class of panel, and it's also going to have a class of panel and then some kind of contextual class like default or primary. I'll do primary like that, okay, and within that we have a heading. So let's do the heading, which is a div with a class of panel-heading. Alright, and then after that we also have another div, with a class of panel collapse, and this is going to be the div that kind of opens and closes, if you like. It's also going to have another class of collapse, and again this is quite a lot of classes. Basically all Bootstrap is learning these different classes and the way that it wants you to write the HTML, and then it's going to take care of a lot of the functionality for you. Alright, so that's the next div we need. We're going to put all our content in here. We're also going to give this an ID of, we'll just call this tab 1, or rather panel 1, and basically when we click on the heading it's going to target this ID so it knows which one to collapse and open. Alright, so let's go into the panel heading now, and we'll just do a simple H3 tag, and the H3 is going to say Ninja Training. Okay, so that's going to be the title. Now I'm also going to give this an extra class equal to panel title, just to make the text a little smaller, and we're also going to give this a couple more attributes. Now the first one is data target, and this is the panel that it's going to target. Okay, so we're going to add in this ID right here, so it's panel-1, right? And the next attribute we need is data-toggle, which equals collapse. That's the behavior. Alright, so we've got our heading and we've got our div for our content, so we'll just place our content in here now. And to do that I'm just going to do a div with a class of panel body, and this is all in the panels tutorial I did a few lessons back, so you can go and check that out if you want to refresh. So within the panel body all we need to do is place some kind of content. I'm just going to grab a paragraph tag from right here and I'll place it in there. Alright, and save that. Okay, so now if we click on this you can see this expands. Pretty cool, right? Click again and it hides. Alright, so now we can have multiple of these and we can add them together. So let's just do that. Let's grab that and copy it all and paste it in again a couple of times, and all we need to do on each one is change the target and the ID and the content if we need to. So I'll just change this to panel 2 and panel 2 again, then down here panel 3, which is going to open and close panel 3, and we'll change the titles as well. We'll change this second one to wizard training, why not, and this final one to coding training, like that. Okay, so now when we click on this one it opens that, when we click on this it opens this one, and when we click on the last one it opens this. Okay, and you can have multiple open at one time. However, if we don't want this multiple opening at a time, we can add in a further attribute onto the H4, is it, or H3 right here, so that when one opens it closes the other tabs as well. Okay, so all we need to do is go to the H3s. We're going to add in another attribute, and this attribute is going to be data hyphen parent, and we're going to set that equal to this ID right here. Okay, so that's why we added an ID on that. So we'll do our hash symbol first, then add that in. So I'm going to copy that now. I'm going to paste it in on the others. One there, and somewhere down here we'll paste it again. So now when we save, we'll just refresh, and when we click on this, it opens. Click on this one, closes the other. Okay, so only one is open at a time. Now if you want, we can add different contextual classes to each one so that they're different colors. So we could say panel warning. It's going to make it like a yellow color, and we could have panel default. That's going to make it the grey colour, or even danger. That's going to be the red one. So now we've got loads of different contextual classes on these, and they're all different colours. All right, pretty cool, yeah? So that is how we make accordions with Bootstrap. If you have any questions whatsoever, feel free to leave a comment down below. Otherwise, guys, I'll see you in the very next tutorial.